Welcome back to Tuesday Talks. I'm Luke. This is Dave. Today, our topic is going to be on cheap versus expensive dots for specifically pistol use. Our definition of a cheap red dot for a pistol is anything in the realm of about $250, and expensive would be about $400 plus. So you've got your cheap, mid-tier, and expensive. And these are purely our opinions and what we believe through experience using quite a few red dots over the years. With that being said, let's get into it.
What do you want to start with?
Well, why would you choose a O-Sight over a Holosun over a Trijicon versus like an EOTech, or even something cheap like a Crimson Trace, or like your Airsoft Amazon red dot?
Sure. I think that I probably would just start by talking about the Holosun because it's what I'm most familiar with. Had it for so long. Their whole thing was they became popular probably about 2018. I think the company started in around 2013, 14, something like that. But in 2018, I think it was like the city of Houston started to approve the use for individual officers. And that's where they got kind of their traction in the industry. Before there was a $150 dot. And it was like...
I wish they were still $150.
$150 dot that today is $350 to $400.
Typically they retail for about $369.
Yeah.
Or a 507 specifically. The 407s are like $260.
Sure.
Or about $100 cheaper.
Sure. I mean, I have not had issues with the Holosun on any pistol. I mean, there's several in this box. I have a Holosun that I've used, I've carried. I had a...
Everything in that box except for two.
Yeah, 5-inch Performance Center I carried for 5 years with a Holosun. I think I started with a 407C on it and transitioned to a 507. And that is...
I wouldn't let you buy a 407.
Right. But the, I guess what to say about it? I mean, they've got some interesting features. The Holosun itself, I mean, they put their solar panel on the top.
You mean the backup solar panel?
Right.
That if your battery dies, it's supposed to keep the dot going, but doesn't?
Right. Well, honestly, I don't know because I've never had a battery die other than one time in a Holosun. So I don't know whether it really functions great or whether it works or doesn't. But I guess that said, if you, something like, the dot clarity, the different things like that, I don't know that there's that much difference between that and say, the O-Sight. O-Sight is one of the newer ones to the market, about 2 years old, but in the same vein as the Holosun. I mean, they start out at, the $150 mark, and then they rise, through those dollar figures as the dot becomes more popular. They've got some really, cool technology, super clear glass.
Oh, for sure. At this point, the O-Sight has been out for, 2
years?
2 years now. They had some issues with the original line of the O-Sight X's where those didn't hold zero and a couple other problems like that. But at that time, that dot was $130. And now I think, depending upon sales and stuff like that, you can pick them up for just shy of $200 for an O-Sight X or something along those lines.
Sure.
But like their new XE and the XS's, those are about $250.
I don't have the pistol here, but I have a shield that has one of their original, or had one of their original, it had the battery hood you would put on the top. I wasn't the biggest fan of that, but it had a charging issue, and they 100% just replaced that. There was no questions asked.
Oh, yeah.
It was just done. So the customer service side of that was great. There was no, like I said, no questions, just replace the dot.
Yeah.
And I like the newer style, like the Holosun has the battery door on it. I don't have to think about like putting a hood on it to charge it. That, like I said, it wasn't my biggest thing. I didn't really care for it. The newest one that has the battery door on it, kind of a cool thing. Some people like it, some people hate it, and I'm sure. But the flip up rear sight,
That's kind of a cool.
kind of I don't know, eliminating some other things. A lot of things come factory. This came factory on an M&P Performance Center of all things, and we're putting a Crimson Trace on a Performance Center pistol. It is a plastic housing. The glass on it, you know,
It's not glass.
it wasn't good, and you know, we put it on this shotgun just to see how it would perform, and honestly, it's held 0 on the shotgun.
Yeah, it's also on the smoothest shooting shotgun.
Yes, I mean, I'm
One of
saying,
them.
not wanting to dog on it. I mean, it has held 0 on that shotgun shooting slugs and double aught buck. So
Yeah, but you look through that dot and the clarity of the dot is not good. It has a terrible refresh rate, so you literally watch the dot like streak through.
yeah. No, again, like I was saying, I'm not trying to like say great or terrible things about any specific dot.
No,
I just found that, you know, on these lower ends, there's things about the quality that I wouldn't choose, especially for a carry pistol. But back to my original point with the Holosun, they were a nobody, and when a couple of law enforcement agencies picked them up and they bang them off of car doors for a year or two, somewhere around the year 2020, they became like what do they call it? They like openly
mass adopted.
yeah, and that's just when they took off, and all of a sudden the dot was literally $309. It went,
Yeah.
and that was the set price at that point.
Well, and at that point, $360 is still a bargain in comparison to do anything, say, the Trijicon RMR or the SRO. In that sense, I mean, an SRO goes for $650. The new RMR HD is $750, $800.
Versus the Holosun,
368 or 369. No, is that 3 or 6? I don't remember.
how
But
about on that on your Glock? Where is that?
yeah, it's right here. That's a Osite X. That is a $220 optic, and I've given that to some police buddies who took it to range days. And if you know anything about how cops treat guns on range days, let alone their range, they destroy things. And that thing has 8,000 rounds through it of some pretty hard use, thrown into a car, rolled around in the trunk for its entire life, and has 0 issues. I think I'd put the charging hood on it twice in a year and a half.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty darn good if you think about the battery life of that with only putting the charging hood on it twice.
It's had the crap beat out of it. It looks like it. That being said, that 507 comp is still a bigger window. I do like the size of it more, but it's also minimum of $150 more expensive.
Yeah.
That being said, the Trijicon is a fantastic optic. It's really hard to justify the price of a Trijicon today, knowing the fact that there's only 2 places that emitters come from.
Yeah.
China and Germany.
Right.
There's no way around it. Those are the 2 places on Earth that grow diodes for red dots. At this point, people talk about buying Holosun and you're just buying Chinese propaganda. Sure, but if you know anything about manufacturing, 40% of anything that's made in the United States has global components sourced from China.
Right. I think that probably one of the problems that people have is if you're buying, say, a Holosun, this was what was said back in the day anyway, is that you're literally supporting the government of another country.
Well,
we do that every day.
It's cheap Chinese crap, is what it is.
But today it's not.
No.
I mean, the QC is done here in the United States. They take care of their customers, just like Osite. They take care of their customer service. They're producing like pretty cool technology.
Oh,
Green
yeah.
dots, red dots.
Well, the thing about like O-Sight, I think Ben Stoker said it in one of his videos. What you're getting with an O-Sight versus a Holosun is you're not dealing with an American middleman. You know you're buying a Chinese optic.
Sure.
And that's not a problem. And the thing is they've taken care of all their customers as far as I know and understand.
Yeah.
And today, their new line of optics for that $250 price tag, they have a better quality glass and the same emitter technology as the Holosun.
So you asked me in the beginning, like, why would I choose one of these? Like, why are you choosing the Trijicon? Why would you pick this over a box full of what we'll call Chinese optics? Why?
I think the only reason you would choose a Trijicon today is partly name brand recognition. It has been on the market for 20 years. Like it's been around since probably 2006 on top of ACOGs in Afghanistan.
Sure, they've got their same issues though. I don't remember what the model is, but they've got the one that has the
the fiber optic one.
fiber optic one on the top,
Yep.
and it breaks on every single one of them. I guess I can't make that blanket statement that it breaks on every single one, but many of them break, crack, and they just don't function the way that they were designed anymore.
No, and the Trijicon has its downfalls. Like you have to take the red dot off of your optic to change the battery. That's why do I want to do that?
That's just a difficulty that we deal with. If you're out on the range shooting your gun the way that you're supposed to, taking your dot off and putting it back on isn't that big of a deal. But when you're taking screws out that have been Loctited and put back down, I mean, those are really the issues. It's not about taking and changing out the battery.
No.
That's a simple thing.
No, but why do I want to have to take something off that's already sighted in? Do you take your rifle scope off every time something happens and go take it out to resight it in? No, that's a pain in the butt.
Right.
We don't want. We're Americans. We're lazy. Let's be real.
So, what would your overall conclusion be of what we have in the box? We've got Gunner's carry pistol here. His daily carry with a Trijicon. My daily carry with a Holosun. My new daily carry. I went back to the Performance Center with this O-Sight on it.
Personally, if money's no issue, legitimately, I'm going to pick a Trijicon RMR HD because they did change the battery issue that we just talked about. It is a properly sized, bigger window. They are the most bomb-proof in the sense of shatterproof, dropping them, glass, stuff like that, just from the housing design aspect of it. But it's $700. I can replace two, if not three O-Sights for the same money. I can put them on 3 different guns, and we're not intentionally dropping our guns, breaking glass and stuff like that. If I had the money option, I'm gonna choose an RMR HD. I don't understand why anybody would ever choose an SRO today when the 507 comp exists. That's an aluminum housed big window optic with a bigger window than the SRO. I had a buddy
It's a cool factor. I mean, you want it because it's a cool.
You want it because of the name, but Pinellas County SWAT had to change out all of their SROs for warranty problems because the front glass kept falling out of them. Whoever approved that for duty use was not thinking. It's a polymer housed optic with a glass window on the front. Like it wasn't designed for that.
Sure.
Maybe it was, but today there are significantly better options out there today, especially in the big window space. That being said, personally, I do really like the O-Sight XE. Genuinely, for the money, it's really hard to beat that, and the amount of distortion in that they have a better quality glass than Holosun. On the 4 that I have looked through, which isn't a big number today, but I've owned 7 or 8 Holosun 507s. I know plenty of people who have 507s, And when I'm able to take 3 of the XCs and on a gun start wiggling it around, and the distortion is half of what every Holosun that I own and friends' Holosuns are, I mean, that's insane. I mean, even just looking at them side by side, the magnification on a Holosun is greater than on the O-Sight, which in red dot, the magnification isn't exactly something that you want, especially on a defensive pistol. Because when you're looking through things and now you've got this weird offset where something is closer in your field of view. I like the O-Sight stuff. Holosun option is a very good option. It's still not your high-end optic, but they are definitely a duty-rated piece of equipment. I mean, there's something to be said about the number of cops that have any number of Holosuns on their carry pistols, and I think at this point it's arguable to say that the plates that they're mounted to fail more than the optic itself.
Sure.
Um,
All of this talk, I think about whether it's a Delta Point Pro or the Vortex. I mean, we didn't even mention Vortex in all of this, but
oh, for sure. The
again,
Defender XL is a great dot today.
yeah, same thing. But we're talking about Chinese like import optics. So coming from that point of view, if I had to think about it, from my daily carry perspective, I have not had any failures of a Holosun optic at this point. 2 years I've been using the one on the Shield, other than the original issue that they solved almost immediately when I brought it up to them. And I've never had an issue with the optic itself. So, I carry 12 to 15 hours every single day on my person.
Yep.
I do bang my gun into things that's on my body, not purposefully, but I go to the range. I do use my firearms all the time, and I've never had an issue with one. When it comes to all of it, from the daily carry perspective, I don't know that you are going to notice the difference between the $250 and the
$300,
$450 range. Maybe if we get beyond that, there might be some things that
well, you also got to remember at a certain point you're paying for a brand name. Like, I don't remember what the EOTech red dot costs for your pistol, but at this point you're paying for a name brand and recognition for certain things, knowing that the emitters in at least the Holosun and the O-Sight, probably, I can't confirm, but I'm going to assume the Vortex and stuff like that, they're all the same emitter. They use the same adjustments. Looking at them, the way they adjust, they are the exact same mechanism. A housing, whether it's 6061 or 7075, I mean, a housing's a housing at that point. You're paying for a name, and they're all using roughly the same equipment. Can you get a bad one? Absolutely. I mean, I know people who have had a bad Holosun where it was having like a strange double dot effect.
Sure.
I've also seen that with the O-Sight stuff. The first generation of the O-Sight X was really bad with that, but they recalled those and fixed them. But they're all the same emitters today, because there's only 2 places they come from. And I just, it's really hard to justify Trijicon money, especially for the average person.
Yeah.
I mean, an RMR costs $500 or $600, not even for an HD. I could be wrong on that, but you're better off buying an O-Sight or a Holosun in that $350 mark and going out and buying another $150 or $200 worth of ammo and going out and taking a class or something along those lines than
much better. Your money's much better spent training than it is spending the extra money on an optic.
Yeah, I mean, if you want a gun with a red dot, go buy a Glock 19, Glock 17, 45, 47, something in that full-size compact frame. Buy either an O-Sight or a Holosun, a Vortex. Save yourself the $200 and buy ammo and either go out to the range, take a class, do something that's going to benefit your life to be able to defend your life and family.
Right.
I mean, not to plug us, but save the money and buy a quality holster as well. Don't go buy the Walmart sticky special because you blew your budget on an expensive dot. It's
Right,
not worth
right.
it. Because everything is life-saving equipment at this point today, whether it's your holster, the pistol, the type of ammo you use. Please don't carry with FMJs.
Yeah. So I have, conclusion of all this. I mean, I would say, first buy yourself a good, reliable pistol, buy yourself a good, reliable holster, and buy yourself a great carry belt. Put an optic on it if you'd like to, and, carry it every day. That's our goal.
Oh, definitely carry it every day.
So,
but yeah, I mean, if you're looking at anything in that $250 mark and up, that's not a hard and fast number because you can find stuff on sale. But that $250 mark and up, you're probably going to be okay in quality-wise, warranty, and everything. You're going to be happy with what you choose. I've recommended the O-Sight stuff to a lot of people, and everybody who's got one, they have been ecstatic about because they saved $100.
right.
And I don't know about you, but $100 makes me happy.
Right on. Well, hey, I think that probably about wraps it up.
Yeah, I'd say that about wraps it up. Join us next week for Tuesday Talks, where we'll come up with another topic for you. Have a good one.